for this little thing to get its little thing on here. We got another topic tonight. We're on a roll. I just thought, you know what? Might as well just keep coming at you guys. I'm out here riding anyhow. This little guy's had a pretty good workout tonight. We did a little photo film shoot with him and stuff. So this is a good time for him to just kind of chill out and walk around for a minute. So yeah, just thought we'd check in. We're going to talk a little bit about why starting over is harder than just starting, like making a comeback than just starting. And I don't know, how many of you felt like you've ever had to start over with something, make a comeback of some sort, like when you're younger, in horses, it's like, oh, we're starting. And, it definitely has its struggles. But, think back when you were like 15. Half of us were probably out riding bareback across the fields. And that was the start, kind of, And I know everybody's like, I started riding in my mother's womb and 2 years old and all that. But realistically, you started really learning stuff when you were a teenager. And it was pretty easy, right? For the most part. I'm sure some of us struggled and whatnot. We had our days, but overall, like, it didn't matter if you fell off or got bucked off or all the things. Things just kind of, Lindsay's on here. Things just kind of fell in place. But as you get older, not that anybody on here is old. I mean, if you're under 150, you're just a whippersnapper. But make a comeback's a little different because I feel like people have different things in them than they used to. Like, they have more fear. They have a different set of coordination. They have more memory of maybe wrecks or seen different things. Um, they've been broken a little bit physically, maybe by a horse or other incidences. Maybe they have an ailment of some kind, physically, mentally, emotionally, something, that they didn't when they were younger. There's whole bunch of different things that come with this starting over. I remember for me, this year, I did that colt starting competition, and I think it'd been almost 10 years since I'd been up there to that venue. And at first I was like, oh, it'll be fine, I've done so many of these. But then I got to thinking, I was like, you should probably get out there and practice a little bit. Like, it's been 10 years, and let me tell you, I'm glad I practiced. Like, I remember, like, back in the day, like, before I do those competitions, um, I'd start some really like tough horses. And like, I'd go to places that had like untouched 3, 4, 5 year olds, and I'd work a few of them for the week and just kind of get my shots in. And boy, that sure helped because I'd go in a little bit over prepared. I'd be maybe a little gun shy. I'd maybe been kicked or bucked around a little bit in my practices a few weeks or months prior, and different things kind of going on. So I went in there, and typically, those horses at those events there, I mean, it just depends, I guess, where you're at, how tough they are. Some of the events are really not that tough, but there's some of them there, like, they bring in some ranchy ponies that really haven't been touched much, and they can be a little sketchy. But at any rate, it was different, I guess, though. I felt different physically. I mean, I still get around pretty good. I'm probably one of the only guys my age in the horse industry that's not packing a limp, or different things. Not that other guys aren't, but like, I've gotten through pretty well, like, for the most part. I've certainly had my wrecks, but I've been fortunate enough to heal up from them from the most part. I mean, I have a few things that will be with me forever, but it's, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So compared to some other folks, for sure. So I had to overcome some stuff physically. I changed my diet a little bit. I dropped a little bit of weight. I even had some folks were like, Steve, are you healthy? It's like, I just quit eating junk food. That's all I did. Like, any change. It's not that I was bad. I just quit. Like, I just cut it off. And then I worked out a little bit, not much, but just, put in some steps or whatever. But there's a different process. And I think for a lot of people, the mental game is probably uh, the biggest part that's hard, coming back mentally and emotionally can be tough on people, mainly because, you remember how things used to be, and then you remember this middle part where things weren't maybe it was non-existent or you had some injuries or something, and you're trying to go again, but you got this memory in you, that you didn't have. Now, you're lucky because you have like experience, right? Like you've been there before. Like when I went to that competition, like I was like, I've been in this arena before. I know this route bent. I know the things. So I have had that working for me. I didn't have to get used to certain things. The footing was similar. The bleachers were set up the same. Like a lot of the environmental stuff was there. So I had the experience of my mindset coming in for sure. Um, but then you got to calculate for things too. It's like, you're not young like you used to be, and you got to take care of yourself. So, like, I remember one time I was up on this horse and I was like, oh, I'm going to do what I used to do. I'm going to stand up on his back the first session. It used to be like my signature thing, crack a whip and then jump off of him. Well, I held back on the whip. I didn't even get my whip. Oh, I might have brought my whip out at some point, but not that day. And I jumped off the horse. Well, this horse thing was like over 16 hands and on a bridge. When I jumped down about halfway to the ground, I was like, oh, I hope my knees hold. And like, I don't have bad knees, but I'm just saying that's a long ways up. Like, we're jumping from like 6, 7 feet in the air, which I don't do anymore on a regular basis. Like, I just don't. So, your mind's thinking things, and then yeah, it's a lot to overcome. And a lot of my clients, they deal with things too. I mean, I don't ask people a lot of personal details, but every once in a while, people share some stuff with me, and I listening to some folks, especially this last year, the the trials and tribulations that a lot of my clients deal with on a regular basis is absolutely incredible to me, that they still saddle a horse and get out and go. And it's not, a lot of the trauma isn't from the horses themselves. A lot of the trauma is in life. They're coming back from a cancer. They've had a medical situation, like a big one. They have lost a lot, like their parents or siblings or a husband or a wife or different things. They've maybe had some big wrecks where it's like multiple trauma, like cut an internal organ, they had some internal bleeding, they broke some ribs and broke a leg and a collarbone, like big old wrecks down there. The different things are coming back, like maybe not even from a horse, but like a car wreck or different things. And they're still going strong, and I'm thinking, geez. So I've got a couple things like big deal, like on the list of what they got going. Mine might not even make the list, compared to that. And the amount of like ability to like mentally stay with it and try is just incredible. And that, I'm so proud of my students when they're able to do that. I'm just like, you guys, like, because they want so many things, with their horses. And I'm thinking, you know what? You guys have the ability to get it done because the same tools that you use to get over uh, that, you're going to be able to use for this other stuff, that you're trying to do. And I know it seems like a deficit, but like, damn, you're strong, girl. Like, real strong. I'm thinking I would have crumbled me, and they're still going. It's so cool. Like, they'll roll in and be like, I was in the hospital a couple months ago. I almost died. Like, what do you, well, my heart stopped. Or I'm like, what the, are you, what? Yeah, I'm back. Like, or they'll be like, I had a blood clot, or I had COVID, to like in the hospital hanging upside down COVID, or I had, you know, I just lost my husband a couple months ago, and I guess I'm gonna ride my horse, and they've been married for like 30 years or 20 years or what, like just devastation, just crazy stuff. And I just think, man, I'm really proud of these folks. And, I know everybody's got stuff they deal with, and everybody gets to ride with different folks, but I've been real blessed with the clients that I get to ride with. I feel like in the last, well, over the years, we've had really good clients, but I think there's been a really big change in who's coming through the door in the last 6, 7, 8 years. Like, it's just been really good, really good. The type of folks we're drawing in, and it just it makes my job fun. I get physically tired, traveling and teaching sometimes almost 30 students a day, depending on where we're at. We split the classes where I might have classes of 10, 12, 14, 15 people, and then do it again, that day, and do that for 4 days. And, it's more just like mentally tiring. So, like, you got to like have some snacks and stuff, keep up. But, so I get tired, but I don't get tired of it. Is that like I love going, I can't wait to turn on the microphone. I can't wait to see what folks have going with their horses. And it's just a real neat process. So anyway, I just want to get on and talk about that. Yeah, Cowgirl Strong, Wendy. Yeah. Hello, Lori. Greg's on here. Great to see you too, Cowboy. Who else is on here? Denise. Lindsay's on here waving. A few folks. Yeah. A couple of you comment. That's great. Cool. So, maybe do me a favor. What is the biggest challenge you guys have had to overcome? Like in the last couple of years, maybe. Yeah, you don't have to be super personal, but just like I had to build my confidence, or I coming back from a wreck, or I was mentally in the dumpster for a while and I'm rebuilding. It doesn't have to be super specific, like I lost my arm, or something, or what. I don't know. That could have happened too. Uh, we had a gal that was born, I think, with no arm, and she showed, man, that was a cowgirl now. Whew, she's right. I thought, man, she can do that with one arm. We ain't got no excuse out here whining about your horse being heavy and you got two hands. Like, use two hands. Like, fix it. She's out there riding with one arm. So, let's see if anybody's gonna comment. Kathy Ricard's on here. Tori's on here. Alicia, a few folks. Let's see, I'm on this weird streaming app that allows me to like stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So, oh, here we go. Believing in yourself. We got one come through. I like that one, Trisha. Believing in yourself. Yeah, that can happen. Things can happen, you know. But I'll tell you this, Trisha. I I suck at a lot of things, honestly. If you watch me learn, the amount of like mistakes. I was listening to a podcast last night and they're like, "Oh yeah, I make all the mistakes the first few times I do something and then I get better and I learn, but I get great really good because I've already made all the mistakes." That's me. I'm not the guy that's like, "Oh yeah, that was real easy. I did it the first time." No, I trip and fumble. And so it creates a bit of a, like you said, um belief, lack of belief maybe, but I just kind of say to myself, I'm going to suck for a while and that's fine, but I'm not going to quit. I've never quit. I maybe took a break, but I've never quit. So hopefully you work through that. Not enough time in the day. That's for sure, Karen. Things get shorter as we get older, huh? Lost my heart horse, then lost my best friend. It's been 5 years and I'm just starting to find my footing. Oh, man. That's a tough one, Tori. Fear of doing it wrong or doing something stupid and getting myself hurt. That's a thing. I hear you there. Time and confidence. Wendy's a stupid rain. Oh, you mean like not getting bucked off by a fresh ranger? Yeah, that one too. No indoor. That's tough. Just learning to ride at the moment. Um, Getting over the mental blocks holding me back. Addressing the medical side I've been avoiding. Nice. That's good. That's good. My left shoulder definitely hinders me the most while working my mule. Oh, for sure. I see the doctor on Friday to see if they have anything for me to do. I like that. So that you're working towards a solution. I know there one time you were there at a couple camps, um, completely slung up, right? You had that whole thing all done up there. Maybe not in a full sling, but you had the thing on, right? Probably protect your shoulder. That's tough for sure. But turning this horse around a little bit, he's trying to build his confidence to the right. We did a little uh, session with him tonight, and we turned the lights off, and man, it was a little hard for him to balance. But I noticed when we turned the lights back on, his balance was way better. He's like, shit, I did this in the dark with the spotlight. I can dang sure do it without or with the lights. He's like, I could barely do it, but I did it. Like built his confidence. And sometimes, that's what you need. You need to just get out there and fumble through all this stuff. Just figure it out, just mumble through. But I just tell myself, like, I'm not a quitter. We're working. Ooh, that was nice right there. Uh, Working on a little project on the ranch I started last year. I had a whim. I went down and started it, and then scratched my head about it. And then I went out yesterday, and it's been, half a year since I worked on that thing out there, and did some more time on the skid steer. Then today I went out, and I think today was the first day I was like, you know what, this could turn into something, you know? So it was pretty cool. But it's a process, and I just say to myself, I want to get started, I want to get going. But I was like, I got to build the foundation first. And if that foundation's done right, whatever I put on top of it's going to be nice. So I was like, well, it's a lot of foundation work. It's like, I know, it's a lot of foundation work. And I was like, I got to redo it and do this and do that. And it's just like, this is just like damn horse training. That foundation. I tell these kids here when they're riding their colts, they'll maybe have a horse they've been riding 6 months or a year, and then they'll start another one. And then they'll try to get that little thing in like 2 weeks doing what the other one's doing. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like you tiptoed that one that you got under you for 6 months, just you tiptoed him along. You weren't hardly doing anything the first 30 days, just building his confidence. It says you should back up there and remember that, because what starts happening is they start asking questions about like 60 days, like, why is this thing going crazy? It's like, well, you're trying to ride your 60-day horse like 200-day horse, and he's not. Like, he's just not. And it's not even 60 days at that point. It's probably only like 30 days and a couple months for him. They're, on and off these horses. But regardless of the time, it's just like, it's a different horse than that other one. You got to give him a chance. You got to build that foundation. It's going to start cracking. Like this little horse. I didn't ask a whole lot of him the first month or so that I was riding him. And we're starting to kind of turn things up a little bit from time to time, at a little bit more expectation level out of him. And ooh, and just kind of get things going. Maybe we'll do that here for you again. I'll see if he hooks on or not here. Let's see. I'm gonna start him out here. He's trying. Just little things like, and that's not even really about spinning or anything. It's about thinking and thinking left. Like when I move, I know it's probably going right in this camera, but I don't even know because I'm doing the front of the camera now. Anyway, uh, it's about thinking the same way I'm thinking. Like, just think that way. Then, we'll worry about your shape and everything else. But if your thoughts going over there, whichever way this is pointing in the camera, uh, that shape will go there when we get you all shaped up. And we do a little bit of shape as we do all this. But here's to the right. But just kind of get them. Ooh, there I went to shut. I didn't shut him off. I just quit asking, and he took a few more steps. Good. Just getting that thought going a little bit and a few things. You'd be surprised how good you can get things that thought gets coming your direction for sure. But like I said, it's not even about the spinning. There's just not a whole lot of guy can do in here. Like it's not massive. I mean, it's nice. It's dry and footing's really nice in here, but it's not like just not a big location. So I'm kind of stuck with some circles and body control and turnarounds. Like there's plenty of stuff to do, but it's not like we're loping big old 120-foot circles in here. So just simple things, working on that refinement, just, maybe just riding them around here on a loose rein and then seeing if we can stop them and Oop, back him up a little bit without the reins. Like, see right there, he's not that great at that one. So he's good coming forward here. And then he's good stopping. Oh, there he goes. Now that backup's a little better. See? Now we'll step forward. We'll see if we can do this. Oop, he's looking. He's like, what's that for? So I'm going to help him. I'll just bump that left rein once. And I'll set my hand down. And I'll shut him off. But that's all no rein there. Just trying to help. Like, get that thought going. See? And then I'll just let him sit here. Little thoughts. Let's see. Karen says, can't wait to ride. This 3-day weekend. Monday is a holiday and the weather is dry. Yeah. Yay, alive. Word up. Dutton. Ooh. That's a kind of a cool name. Left shoulder with the mule. I see that. Okay, yeah, about that. Yeah, I think we came up with a name for him. I'm going to sit on it for a few days. I do like Dutton, though, but I think we got one. But I'm going to chew on it for a little bit. I'm horrible at naming animals. I'm just telling you. Hello from Kansas. Miss Connie's on here. All right. Well, I best get off of here. I think it's, we've been out here almost 20 minutes. Tomorrow, I have an actual live that's planned. Who knows what I'll do now because I've been jip jabbing in this phone all week, but I'll come up with something. Probably it might be in the pickup truck with a dry erase board or something again because I got to go to town and get some stuff tomorrow. So who knows? I'm going to do the live for sure. It's happening. I don't care if I'm on an airplane or something, but it's happening tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna be doing a Facebook Live, official instruction style, talking about some stuff. So just throw it on the weekly schedule. I've been at it a little more than usual, but we're trying some new stuff. See what happens. I like Dutton. Dutton and Yellowstone seems. Ooh. Yeah, there's that. There is that. We have Yellowstone. Man, now you got me thinking, Wendy. I have a name too, and it's nothing like that. But I mean, that's kind of cool. I was gonna, do some like a shout out to my brother, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll have a different horse I can do a shout out with. We'll see. Yeah, this horse. I don't know if he's. Yeah, we'll think about it. I got enough horses, and I got 2 more on the way. Maybe I might save Dutton, uh, for one of the babies coming up too. I bet I got a 50. Well, I got 2 babies coming. I mean, one of them could be a boy, maybe. Good. Yeah. Hello from Oklahoma. Howdy, Nancy. Oh my God. I got a nice video update on my mare yesterday. Looks like she likes the rain. Oh, good. That's good. Yeah, she's out every day. She's been hanging with her new buddy up there. We had a bunch of stuff going on. I had a cow get picked up off the ranch. And this guy pulls in with a truck. He almost like drives it off a bank. We had to get the tractor out and pull it out. And she's all right there watching this whole thing. And then the cow getting loaded and hey, lots of extra stuff going on for her today, in addition to her riding. Just environmental stuff going. Big old tractor bucket way up above her head driving by, and she just was chill about it, which is cool. A lot of horses, they are not cool with a tractor bucket over their head. They are not cool with that. And she was like, I'm good. This don't bother me. Like, what are you doing? Like, you need a hand? I was like, yeah, maybe you could pull this truck out. Yeah, it was kind of funny. So let me tell you. So these guys pull in to get this cow of Kara's, and they're like, we have a 2-horse inline trailer, and so they pull in. This thing is like from like the 40s. It's real old. Like it's barely big enough for like a pony, 2 ponies. Like it's a small 2-horse for sure. And so they pull up, and they pull up the wrong way to load it out of this chute I have. So they got to go turn this truck around to make the loading easier. So I was like, go up there and turn around. Well, you could damn near turn a semi truck around up where I told them. And this guy, people with their backing skills, I don't know what it is. And it's men also for sure. It's not just like everybody like women can't back. It's like, no, it's the men do. So he pulls up there and he doesn't back his trailer up enough before he like goes to turn around. He could have backed way up, done it right. Well, he ends up like off the gravel, on the grass and the snow, and like we have a manure pile over there and stuff. And he's like, I'm just gonna gun it. He damn near flips his truck and his 2-horse trailer trying to cut through the manure pile. He doesn't know it's a manure pile. It's kind of flat. I have it flattened out and it's got some grass on or whatever. So he sinks down in that thing and that truck goes whoop like that. And the trailer kind of goes with it. As like told his buddy, I was like, you tell him to just stop and like, we'll get him pulled out. He's like gunning it. I was like, just shut that thing off and I'll go get the tractor, skid steer or something. We'll just tow him out slow. And so I had to pull the tractor out, the big tractor. It hasn't been started in a month or two because it's just for the outdoor arena. And so we hook a chain up to him and just kind of, I'll tell you what, that old tractor just pulled it out of there like nobody's business, like easy. So I was like, it wasn't even pulling anything. But we probably could have used your horse, Wendy, I guess is what I'm saying. So that she got to watch all that stuff going on. Long story short, we got the cow in, loaded first time. She got turned around. We had to turn her right back around. And then we tied her off with a halter in there because she's halter broke. And she's on her way. And I took a 10% loading fee out from Kara. Hope she don't mind. That was a bitch to get loaded. Just saying. Just kidding. All right. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Don't forget about early bird specials too. I think it's been going across on the little banner thing here, probably on the part of the phone where you can't even see it, which is super handy. Early bird specials disappear. I think deadline's tomorrow. So I think that's why we're having a special live and all that stuff. All right. Well, y'all be good out there. Thanks for joining me for our, I don't know, 5th live in a row. It's going crazy around here.